We've got this unshielded Cresselia about to feel the wrath of the Shadow Shark. This crunch will land for huge damage. Get fucking wrecked, Cresselia. Just the Talonflame in the back. We can now shield this up, and you already know that the 331st pick on PvPoke has absolutely pissed on this meta core. My God, do we have some submission today. Probably one of the world's onlys. Best Buddy, level 51, 100 IV, so technically a Shundo, Sharpedo in the Open Ultra League. The submission is from Scotty B2. He's known as the Angry Trainer on YouTube. Link to his channel down below. Make sure you go check him out because this guy is a phenomenal battler, a multi-time legend. He's rocking a Shadow, Sharpedo in the lead with a Mock on the save switch and a Venusuar. These really don't need any introduction, so let's just get straight into the battles. And in game 1, we pick up a lead against Cresselia. Both Cresselia's charge moves of Moonblast and Grass Knot would hit for super effective, and I've got absolutely zero faith in Sharpedo surviving either. We save switch to Mock, and here comes Swampert. We overfarm heavily. We go for the Dark Pulse. It gets a shield. We go for one more Dark Pulse. This will be doing decent damage. However, we really hope we do not get farmed down. We actually CMP tie. Best case scenario for us. You can already tell that Scotty is looking to get shield advantage for that Shark. We've also got a Venusaur that is going to farm the shit down out of this Swampert. Hi Swampert, bye Swampert. Let's see what the opponent has in the back. In the back is a Talonflame. We're over farming. We're looking to CMP tie on the Flame Charge. We draw the opponent's last shield. It is a CMP tie, and you already know that Sharpedo is about to go to fucking work. We've got a 2-shield Sharpedo against the most meta core in the Ultra League. We are going to have to shield up all moves from Cresselia. As I said, Grass Knot would absolutely one-shot because Sharpedo is the ultimate glass cannon. We overfarm. We go for this crunch. Get fucking wrecked, Cresselia. Just the Talonflame in the back. They do make a move, but this game is absolutely over. These waterfalls are absolutely shredding through this Talonflame. We go for the Poison Fang. We no bubble, and we're off to a 1-0 start. GG's, and thanks for playing. So already in game 1, you can see that Scotty is looking to get shield advantage for the Shark, and he's going to absolutely wreck through backlines. In game 2, we pick up a lead against Walrus. This is just an Icicle Sphere. Even resisted, we're already down to around 33% health. We are now going to debuff this thing with a Poison Fang. The opponent shields it up, and now once again we save switch into our Mock. This could be an Earthquake, so let's see if Scotty is going to respect it. We correctly shield an Earthquake, and the opponent switches out once again into a Swampert. This is just a Hydro Cannon. Mock is still fairly bulky in the Ultra League, so we tank that with no problem. And now we are going to start ripping off these Dark Pulses. If this lands, it will do huge damage. The opponent has committed all of their shields already. We get to one more Dark Pulse. This will be getting Swampert deep into the yellow. And you already know that Venusaur is going to farm it down. The opponent decides to throw energy. So this is just absolute farm for our Venusaur. We are going to wait out our switch timer, come in, about 3 Vine Whip should be enough to take out Swampert. Let's see once again what the opponent has in the back. If they come back in with that Walrus, they will get absolutely wrecked. In the back is a Nidoqueen. This is just a Poison Fang. We will tank this with no problem. And now they bring out the Walrein once again. We get the opponent to dump energy on Sharpedo, and it looks like Venusaur is going to close out this game. We're over farming towards the back-to-back. This Frenzy Plant will be taking out the Walrus. Get wrecked, Walrus. And now it's going to be a race between us and Nidoqueen. I don't think one Frenzy Plant is going to be enough to KO, but we've still got a shield, so the opponent is going to have to try and fast move farm us down. And Venusaur says, fuck you, Nidoqueen, and that is a good game. GG's, and thanks for playing. A lot of players don't like Ultra League because the matches are so long and boring. However, with this team, you can see the battles absolutely fly by. And in game 3, we pick up the Dream lead. We lead into Talonflame. The Talonflame already decides that this is absolutely dreadful. They're probably thinking, what the fuck is going on? Sharpedo, is this the Great League? No, it isn't. They save switch into Umbreon. We tank one move and come in with Venusaur. Even a Psychic will not KO because Umbreon is super defense, but it'd actually go for a last resort. I've got no idea why you wouldn't just throw Foul Play, but either way, we're pretty happy with the situation. We land the Frenzy Plant. It does do huge damage. Once again, we will survive this move, and we should be able to farm down the Umbreon. Again, they go for a last resort, and our Venusaur is absolutely loaded. We are going straight for the Sludge Bomb. We deny Incinerate, so we might be able to get the back-to-back off. It lands, it does huge damage, and we snipe with the Sharpedo. One waterfall is all it needs to get rid of that Talonflame. Out comes Cresselia. We debuff it with a Poison Fang. We're going to go straight Poison Fang as the opponent still has 2 shields. They are going to have to start shielding up something. They do shield the second Poison Fang. We are now going to shield up a potential Grass Knot or Moonblast. They are on Grass Knot, but you can see these waterfalls are absolutely ripping through one of the bulkiest Pokemon in the league. Poison Fang, number 2, gets the shield. Cresselia is going to throw once again, but we're going to shield this up, and this game is absolutely over. Sharpedo farms down, and we pick up yet another impressive dub. Moving on into the next battle. We'll lead the Shundo Shadow Shark into Galvantula. Holy crap, this is dreadful. We save switch into Mach. The opponent is going to throw a charge move. Scotty looks like he is calling the lunge bait. His huge cojones paid dividend, and once again, we are now in a bit of a tricky spot as they come out with Umbreon and now debuff. These moves are going to do absolutely nothing. Thunder Punch just tickled the bulky Umbreon. We are going to spam out as many as possible. This is absolutely going to be a lost mid-game. That Galvantula is going to be a real problem to deal with. Let's see how Scotty is going to try and play his way around it. Umbreon finally does dump some energy. They go for a Psychic, so at least it does mean that Sharpedo does resist all the charge moves. However, Umbreon doesn't really want to see a Psychic. So we come back in with the Sharpedo. All moves are resisted. Let's see how much this does. They go for a Dark Pulse. It does almost half of our HP. We're looking to farm down. Unfortunately, we're unable to do so. So we do have to commit a shield here. We shield up yet another Dark Pulse and we commit to the farm down. Back out comes Galvantula. We fire off this Poison Fang. A Volt Switch did come through, so we are going to have to transfer it to Venusuar. And once again, this isn't a great matchup for Venusuar, especially when Galvantula is ahead on energy. Lunge lands, it gets us down to half health, and in the back is a Togekiss. I absolutely do not see a win con. We are going for a Frenzy Plant bait. The opponent calls the bait, and we quit the match. Unfortunately, we got pretty wrecked in that battle. But running such a spicy team, that is going to happen. Moving on into the next battle, we see Talonflame in the lead. The opponent is staying in. I've got zero idea why they're doing that, because after just 3 Incinerates, we've absolutely shredded through them. They now come in with a Swampert, and we are going to fire off a Poison Fang. Does the opponent shield it up? Yes, they do. We now switch out to catch the Hydro Cannon on Venusaur. Absolute beautiful play from Scotty. That Hydro Cannon did absolutely nothing. The opponent no-bubbled it, and already they've quit the match. That is definitely the quickest Ultra League battle I've seen in my fucking life. Moving on into the next one, we see Cresselia in the lead. Once again, we save switch to our Mach. Stay in school, kids, learn to count. The Cresselia throws after 7. This is just a Moonblast. Scotty realises that we do not shield, and they come in with Talonflame. Mach has a decent matchup here. The Poison Jabs do hit for neutral, and these Thunder Punch hit for super effective. The opponent has put up 1 shield. We now throw 2 more Poison Jabs, fire off the second Thunder Punch. This is a matchup we could win if we wanted to, but I imagine Scotty will take shield advantage. Flame Charge takes out our Mach, and Sharpedo is going to absolutely delete this Talonflame. That's 1 waterfall, 2 waterfalls. See you fucking later, Kentucky Fried Chicken Bird of Death. Back out comes the Cresselia. We sneak a waterfall through. We are going to shield up the Grass Knot, and now are we going to go straight for a Crunch? The opponent's already shielded once. Are they going to call the Poison Fang bait? No, they actually shield up a Crunch. We look to catch the charge move on Venusaur. We're unable to do so, so we are going to have to shield up once again. We can now overfarm, and now we look to snipe with Venusaur. In the back is a Scrafty. This Scrafty is going to get fucking destroyed. Once again, the opponent throws after 5. That is just a pop. They aren't going to be able to pop and foul play us because Venusaur is ahead on energy. First Frenzy Plant near one-shots. We're at the back-to-back, so Scrafty is going to be straight in and straight out. See you fucking later, Scrafty. You already know this Cresselia isn't on Future Sight, so they are going to throw the Moonblast. Venusaur absolutely laughs at that, and the opponent finally concedes the match. GG's, and thanks for playing. Moving on into the next battle, we see Regirock in the lead. The opponent immediately save switches into Trevenant, and here comes Mach. Unlike our Alolan brother, we do not resist the Shadow Claws, and that Shadow Ball landed for huge damage. We are looking to get off 2 charge moves, but the Shadow Claw did sneak through. We draw a shield with the Thunder Punch, and unfortunately we do get farmed down. So we are in a bit of a tricky spot once again. We're going to have to come in with the Shark, but we are not going to appreciate these Seed Bombs. We shield up the first Seed Bomb. Can we farm down before the second comes? No, we cannot. So once again, we are going to have to shield this up. A Sharpedo cannot survive any move that is super effective. We do farm down. We are loaded full of energy. In the back is a Poliwrath. This is possibly winnable. We're going to have to see. We're going to fire off as many Poison Fangs as possible and rely on our Venusuar to clutch out this game. The opponent still isn't shielding. They are going to dump energy here. We're going to be able to fast move down this Poliwrath, and hopefully we're going to outpace this Regirock 2-2 moves. You can see the Vine Whips are hitting for huge damage. We sneak one in, which should mean we should outpace to the back-to-back. We need to get to the back-to-back. This first Frenzy Plant will be getting the shield. You can see they're ripping through this Regirock. We outpace to the second Frenzy Plant. So see you fucking later, Regirock. A really cool pick, but you're still getting wrecked. We're going to farm down this Poliwrath. So once again, we pick up yet another very impressive dub. GG's, and moving straight on into the next one. We see Alolan Mach in the lead. This is a bit of a core breaker for this team. They are on Poison Jab, which is even worse for our Venusaur. So we come in with our own Mach. It's the battle of the brothers. They go for an Acid Spray bait, which is pretty brutal. They come in with Obstagoon, so this could be Triple Dark, a team that Homeslice Henry ran a few seasons ago. This is a good matchup for Mach, but not debuff. We do resist counter due to our poison typing. However, these Night Slashes do hit for huge damage, and even the resisted counters are adding up with our defense drop. We're looking to get to one more Thunder Punch. We're unable to do so. We now come in with the Venusaur. This opponent is building up a boatload of energy. I'm really hoping this isn't a Hyper Beam, which it is, and that is going to be a good game. Scotty backs out. GG's to that opponent. Moving on into the next one. We lead Sharpedo once again into Cresselia. You can see that Ultra is super fucking boring. Despite Sharpedo's terrible ranking, it does pick up some big wins against some opponents. Is this opponent on Future Sight? Yes, they are. Holy crap, we get near one shot. They now switch out into Swampert. We do get to a Dark Pulse. It lands for decent damage on Swampert. However, we are in a really rough spot. We are going to be able to fast move farm down this Swampert. This is just a Hydro Cannon. However, Cresselia on Future Sight does mean Venusaur no longer resists all their charge moves. They get to another Hydro Cannon. This is going to start getting Venusaur quite low. You can see we're in the yellow. We do farm down. We are loaded full of energy, but the opponent still has 2 shields. We really need to start getting these shields off the opponent. They've got an Obstagoon in the back. This is something Sharpedo really doesn't want to see. We sneak a Vine Whip, so Scotty is going to shield this up. We're hoping to get to 2 more Frenzy Plants. However, I think we could possibly get countered down. A counter does come through. I imagine that is going to KO. This Frenzy Plant will be drawing the opponent's last shield. Venusaur just about hangs on. So we do make one more Frenzy Plant. This is going to land for huge damage. We're looking to snipe with our Sharpedo. We go straight for the Poison Fang, not wanting to take any counter damage. We get rid of the Obstagoon. And now we're going to hopefully be able to shield up this charge move from Cresselia. We should make the crunch, and this crunch should KO. So despite us being a really tricky spot, Sharpedo is going to clutch out this game. Does crunch one shot? Yes, it fucking does. Get wrecked, Cresselia. I cannot believe Scotty won that battle. Very well played. Moving on into the next one, we see another Talonflame in the lead. They come into Machamp, so here comes Venusaur. We do have to be wary of the Rock Slide, but this isn't a Shadow variant, so it doesn't actually land for that much damage. The opponent chooses to bait us with a Cross Charm. We're going straight for the Frenzy Plant. Frenzy Plant does draw a shield from Machamp. We sneak a Vine Whip. I imagine Scotty is going to shield this up. He actually lets it go, calling the Cross Chop once again. What a play from Scotty. This Frenzy Plant will be KOing unless the opponent double shields. The opponent does shield twice, so we've got all shields down, and we've actually got a great anti-fighter in our Mach. Surely the opponent is going to pay back or Rock Slide, whatever their second move is here. Once again, they go for a Cross Shot. What the heck is this opponent playing at? We choose to finally shield it up. Is this going to be a Rock Slide? Finally, the opponent throws a Rock Slide, and Scotty beautifully calls the correct move there. They come back in with the Talonflame. Holy crap, Sharpedo is absolutely shredding through this Talonflame. We shield up the Brave Bird. We've got the Crunch locked and loaded. This Crunch will be landing on Swampert for huge damage. It's only neutral. It gets the Swampert deep into the red. We make a Poison Fang. This is resisted, but Sharpedo is going to clutch out this game. GG's, and thanks for playing. That was possibly one of the most confusing battles I've ever seen. I thought Machamp was single move, but apparently the opponent just loved to bait. So moving on into the next one, we see a Walrus in the lead. This is just an Icicle Sphere. You've already seen in the video, it does land for decent damage. We are going now straight for the Crunch this time. Does the Walrus respect the damage of a Crunch? They shield it up, and now we dip into our Muck once again. Scotty is choosing to shield up a potential Earthquake, which we call correctly, and now the opponent is staying in. They now switch out very late into Obstagoon. This is not a great matchup for Goon, as we do resist counter and we are loaded full of energy. They are going to fire off a Night Slash. It isn't too threatening. Muck does tank it fairly well, and we're almost at back-to-back Thunder Punches. So is the opponent going to be willing to start burning shields? Thunder Punch will not KO, but the residual Poison Jabs would KO. Scotty beautifully now makes a switch into Venusuar to catch the Night Slash. Let's see what the opponent wants to do. We sneak a Vine Whip. This Night Slash would not KO, but it would get us super low. Scotty tanks it. We're now into the yellow. We're over farming as much as possible. In the back is a Sylveon. This Sylveon really is not going to appreciate these Sludge Bombs. Sludge Bomb land in near one shots. We're just going to get rid of this unshielded Sylveon. And now we've still got a one shielded Muck in the back. I imagine we're going to come in with Sharpedo to soak the damage. Great play from Scotty. There's no point in shielding up Sharpedo. Icicle Sphere takes us out. The Thunder Punch is locked and loaded. See you fucking later, Walrus. We've got a shield to shield up the Night Slash that is going to be coming from the Obstagoon. And we're going to be able to Poison Jab down and take this battle. The Obstagoon gets the boost. Does it matter? Does it fucking bollocks? And we take that game. Moving on into the last battle of the video, we see a Dragonite. This is something that is really dreadful for our entire team. We come in to Muck, which is our only real response. We shield up the Dragon Claw. Hopefully the opponent does stay in. We do get off a Thunder Punch. We're hoping the opponent does no shield, which they do. The opponent is still staying in. We're trying to Poison Jab down. Unfortunately, we aren't able to get there. We can't commit a final shield here. We actually survive and Poison Jab down. Muck, you fucking monster. We're on 1 HP and a Dream. We blind throw this Dark Pulse. It lands on Excadrill for big damage. We can now come in with Sharpedo. The waterfalls are really shredding. In the back is a 2-shielded Gardevoir. Gardevoir is getting absolutely wrecked by these Vine Whips. You can see that Charm isn't doing too much. The Vine Whip damage is outpacing it. We are going to probably shield this up, which we do. We're going to be able to outpace to back-to-back Frenzy Plants. Is the opponent going to be willing to burn their final shield? If they do, it is going to be a huge mistake. The opponent lets it go. We've got one more Frenzy Plant for this Excadrill. It does draw the shield. We're trying to Vine Whip down. We're looking to snipe with Sharpedo. Unfortunately, we're unable to do so. The opponent does throw a drill on. Can we Vine Whip down? Yes, we can. Absolute crazy finish there. You can see the fast move pressure from Shadows is just too much. We was in a really rough spot in that game. Dragonite was something that really did core break our team, but Scotty somehow managed to pull off yet another impressive dub. Holy crap, those were some fun battles. Like I said, make sure you check Scotty out. Link to his YouTube in the description down below. If you'd like your battles featured on the channel, the link to that is also in the description down below. And I'd just like to say thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.